Okay, so here's what's going on with the tractor, because people have been asking me. No, I'm not keeping the 25 horsepower tractor. There's been the video that I posted where I said that 25 horsepower is just not quite enough for a compact tractor. I got a lot of different comments and opinions on that. Some people, it just really irritated them. Some people agreed with me. Some people offered helpful advice. I got a little bit of everything on that video. But here's the deal. I'm not new to tractors. I'm just, new to these new tractors, okay? So I was trying to avoid the emissions. That's what I was doing. I was trying to avoid having a DPF and all that stuff in my tractor. But this machine, as it sits right here, is about 4,000 pounds, maybe a little more, with the box blade on it, the loader, the bucket, the fluid, and the tires. It's probably a little over 4,000 pounds. It's a pretty heavy machine to be pushing around with 25 horsepower. Now, like I said, you can put this thing in low range and do whatever you want to do. You could till a garden, you could, do loader work, you could grade the driveway, you could do anything you wanted to do, except maybe mow, because that involves PTO horsepower. I still don't think it would mow, even in low range. But anyway, you could do whatever you wanted to do in low range on this thing. But low range tops out at 3 miles per hour maximum. That's the fastest it'll go in low is 3. So generally you're talking about 2 miles an hour. That's half of walking speed. So if you're in low range in this thing, you're putting around, and it just takes forever to get work done at that rate. That's why I like to work in medium range. And there's nothing wrong with working in medium range. The manual specifically says pick the range you want. It doesn't say use this range for this work, use that range for that work. It just says pick your desired range. It's got a 3-range transmission on it. You should be able to use all of them. And you can't. You just can't. Okay, we've got some hills out here, and medium range, throttle all the way up, this thing will bog a little bit going up the hills. And that's without a mower on it. So if I put a 6-foot mower on this thing, there's no way it's gonna hack it, especially if we have a lot of rain and the grass is thick. It's just not gonna do it. Now, could I put it down in low range and maybe pull the mower up through that thick grass on the hill? Maybe. Maybe I could, but at 2 miles an hour, how long would it take to do acres and at 2 miles per hour? I don't want to do that. So the bottom line is 25 horsepower is just not getting it done. And then the other thing is high range. When I drive down these roads, we've got lots of gravel roads out here. When I travel down these roads, throttle all the way up in high range, it'll be okay on the level ground, but as soon as you hit an incline, it bogs down. It just can't hack it. When I was down there on this hill that you guys have seen, scraping snow, I go down the hill and then I raise my box blade and back up to take another pass at it. As I'm backing back up, throttle all the way up, medium range. I'm just creeping along, backing up that hill. And I'm out here in the freezing cold and it just takes forever. So the bottom line is, will 25 horsepower get the job done? In most cases, yes. Not all, but most cases, yes. Will it get it done as fast as you want to get it done? No, it just won't. You gotta go slow. And that's the advantage of more horsepower, is you don't have to go slow. You can go faster. You can use medium range. You can travel down the road in high range. That's just all there is to it. So I thought about it. I tried to convince myself to keep this tractor. I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to make payments on something brand new that I'm just not completely happy with. Just can't do it. So I'm trading this tractor in for the exact same one, just with 40 horsepower. I'm gonna go ahead and get the turbo model with 40 horsepower, 32 PTO horsepower. That's an 88% increase in PTO horsepower. So that should be able to do anything I wanna do at any speed I want to do it at. And in the future, when I get my 6-foot mower, it shouldn't be a problem. 32 PTO horsepower should turn a mower just fine. 17 PTO horsepower, that won't turn it just fine, but 32 will. That's almost double the PTO horsepower. So I love this tractor, absolutely love it, but I don't really care what people's opinions are. I don't think 25 horsepower is enough to move, to move around a 4,000 pound machine efficiently. Can it do it? Yes. Can it do it efficiently? No. And because I have to go slow and keep the throttle pinned, it's going through fuel like crazy. It's got a 7.5 gallon tank on it, and I swear it seems like I'm filling that thing up with fuel all the time, where I'm just spending so many engine hours getting a job done where I could go faster if I had more horsepower. So that's what's going on with the tractor for everybody that's wondering. No, I'm not keeping the 25 horse. I'm gonna bump on up to the same tractor in the 40 horse. The weather's been horrible, so he hasn't been able to do it for me. He's gonna bring one in and get it ready for me as soon as the weather cooperates, but you can't really get the trucks out on the road with the weather bad like this, you know, to transport, because he didn't have a loader. He's got the Workmaster 40, but he didn't have a loader. He's got to bring a tractor in that has a loader on it. You know, all the supply chain issues, you know, you can't just hardly get a loader. So he's gonna bring a tractor in that has a loader on it, take that loader off, put it on the tractor I want, and then we're gonna go swap out. Again, whenever the weather finally improves. But just FYI on that, because everybody's been asking, that's what's going on with the tractor. He said I could still use it for now until he gets the new one ready, because he knows I've got some jobs to do around here. I asked him, you know, do you want me to just park it, leave the hours off of it? And I'm trying to keep the hours down on it for him, but anyway, he said go ahead and use it. So, all right, so before I get started trying out the brush crusher, I got another little project I got to do here. This is my dog kennel. I got one of those 10 foot by 10 foot chain link dog kennels. Actually, I've got two of them, one for Toby over there and one for Tucker over here. But this one did not have any braces in the center. It was just a 6 foot by 10 foot rectangle. There was no brace in the middle, and all the weight of the snow and ice started to cave it in. So I had to go to Lowe's and get some more of these brackets here, and I had to buy some more chain link material, take some measurements. I used the front end loader to pick it up because the ice and the snow was making it cave in. So I've got it picked up to where it's nice and level up there, and I took some measurements, cut my pole to length, and now I'm gonna stick another pole in here. So that way I'll have a center brace. This one over here, this was a different brand, and it came with some center braces in it, and it's doing a better job. You can see the middle of the ceiling's kind of bowing a little bit, but it's holding up okay, and once the ice and snow starts to melt off, that'll be fine. But this one was way down. It looked like it was on the verge of actually falling in. So got to brace up my dog kennel here, and then once I get that done, we can go try out the brush crusher. Have fun with that. Yeah, that should be better. See, that's what I'm talking about when I say that I use this tractor all the time. I mean, just projects that just pop up, you know, that you wouldn't necessarily plan on using a tractor for. It turns out that the tractor's a really great tool for the job, because I was able to just put the front end loader up under there and get it perfectly level and hold it in place while I did the work that I needed to do. Now I think those braces will hold it up, and you can already see that this ice is starting to melt. It's getting kind of wet. The sun's out today a little bit, so it should be all right now. Time to go hook up the brush crusher and move a few limbs around. Got to put my tools up first though. So as you could see there, I made a mistake. I'm a rookie at this, I'll admit. That was a dumb mistake. So when I hooked up the brush crusher, I put my skid steer levers back down and I heard them snap. So I thought they were in position, but they weren't. I didn't have the brush crush, like the bottom where the little slits are for the pins to go down into on the skid steer attachment. I didn't have it back far enough, and so the pins went down, but they were behind those little slits in the attachment. And so when I got up in there to the load, it just pulled the attachment off the tractor. So then my 370 pound attachment is over on top of the pile of brush. That was real fun. Oh man, live and learn, live and learn. But I was able to push it up, you know, and get it standing upright again so that I could get the loader back under it and hook it back up again. And this time I verified that it was latched into place before I started working with it. So anyway, this was just some brush that broke out of those great big cedar trees in the ice storm last week. Pretty good sized branches here though. I've got a bundle of these that are probably, I don't know, I'd say 6 or 7 inches maybe. So pretty good sized branches. And this brush crusher is pretty nice. I mean, it picked up a big bundle of them, and you know, this is kind of the whole idea of this thing is, you know, for years and years and years and years, we just did this by hand. We'd sit there and pull and tug and try to pick them up, load them up on the trailer, and sometimes you'd spend all day trying to get a trailer load, haul it off to the brush pile. So that's the point of the brush crusher, is it saves your back. There's no back pain included in this. You just put the attachment on there, pick the stuff up with the machine, put it where you want it. If you're not dumb like me and you make a mistake hooking up your attachment. I had to do a little manual labor there, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty nice attachment. This snow, man, I'll tell you what, it's like a thick layer of ice, because we had the ice storm, and then we had several inches of snow on top of that. So it looks like snow, but what happens is you step on it and then your foot sinks. You know, once you apply weight, you sink down into it. So every step you take, it's like falling through ice. It's annoying, but anyway, that's the BC 4300 with the skid steer style hookup, and pretty nice attachment. Personally, I think they're a little overpriced. They are super cool, but I think they're a little overpriced. But the way I look at it is, you know, I injured my back several years ago, so I've got a weak back. I spent a ton of money on MRIs and epidural steroid injections and physical therapy that year. So if this attachment right here, if it prevents me from having back injuries, it might pay for itself real quick, right? So anyway, it's gonna be handy around here. Now, you know, spring is coming, and in the springtime we get severe thunderstorms and tornadoes and all that kind of stuff, high wind and everything. And living up on this hill, lots of times these trees will break up. We always have branches and stuff to haul off. So I'll probably end up using this thing throughout the year. Nice little attachment to get, but I think I'm gonna finish this up and head back in the house for a little while. What do you think, Tuck? Hopefully the sun will stay out and melt some of this ice. I gotta show you this sheet of ice that formed on the top of my enclosed trailer. Look at that. And I guess now that the sun is out, it's getting wet underneath of it, and the whole sheet of ice is sliding off. Look at that. I think I've been watching this, and I think it's moving like an inch per day. Every day I come out here, it's a little bit farther and a little bit farther. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and, I guess I need to get a pole and knock that down before the dogs get up under there and get crushed or something. Goodness gracious. I'm ready for spring.